Valtrex to make it go away, or tetracycline, or a Z-Pack?
I'm pretty sure that doesn't cure crazy or butt sex. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, all right. So one of them was mental health. The other one was physical health, right? I mean, that's two things we talked about. Two things. Mental health, physical health, like exercise and doing all that stuff. Well, guess what? You can throw all that shit out the window because there is way more to it now. There is not just mental health and physical health. There are actually, if you're ready for this, 7 dimensions of wellness. That is real.
Can you enlighten me? Because I have no idea what those are.
They are, Ted, some of them are pretty obvious. Okay, so first one is a physical dimension, okay? And that's like, getting your daily exercise, rest, eating healthy portions, stuff like that, okay? That makes sense, right?
Sure.
Now, another part of physical wellness is, and I thought this one was really weird, using seat belts and other protective equipment. I mean, doesn't that seem a little crazy? I mean, using a seatbelt and telling you you're being physically well.
Yeah, it seems a little bit exaggeration. It seems like you're expanding the definition of physical health. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're dead, all your physical health is gone. So
right.
So obviously all these other things. I'm assuming you're about to tell me if it doesn't involve actually like physical exercise. If you're not here physically, right, because you're dead. Right. Then it doesn't. The rest doesn't matter. So, I get it.
Yeah, Ted. If you're dead, there are no dimensions of wellness.
So 5-year plan. Don't die.
Oh God. All right. So I guess I mean, seatbelts. I guess wearing a helmet like when you bike ride and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you have a walking around helmet? Don't you wear a helmet just to like walk around and keep you safe?
Because I bump into a wall. Absolutely. In case I dive into a 12-foot well. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my God. Dude, if you walked into the bar one day with a helmet on, oh, man, I bet I was shitting my pants.
We did have a bet one day. We did a golf bet one day that with handicap, of course, in my favor. That,
must be handicap.
The loser has to walk in with a helmet. I love that.
Well, listen. I'm actually you're playing golf so poorly that I'm actually thinking about wearing a helmet during golf so I don't die.
Yeah. Well, I've changed my golf game completely since then, so we'll see what happens. But
well, you've completely changed your golf game.
I've revamped everything. I've changed everything.
You aren't gonna suck anymore.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just gonna suck in a different way.
So you're going to be more stylish or flamboyant? Which one? Are you going to dress better or just suck better?
I'm just going to look better when I suck.
I bet there's a lot of guys that are excited about that.
I bet they are. Charlton Heston, Freddie Mercury.
Okay, aren't both those guys dead?
And they were gay, but they're dead now. So
wait, Charlton Heston wasn't gay?
Oh, he was big time gay.
What?
Cary Grant?
Wait.
Where have you been?
Wait a minute. Are you literally...
No, I'm sorry. Maybe not Charles. I'm sorry. Cary Grant, who was very masculine back in the 40s and 50s in American genre film. Yeah, he was uber gay.
Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, yeah.
Not Charlton Heston.
I'm sorry. Maybe not Charlton Heston, but definitely Cary Grant. Yeah.
Dude, you are blowing my mind. You just wrecked somebody's weekend.
Why don't you just Google this and just get it over with?
Because you're never wrong, but now all of a sudden...
Yeah, well, I was wrong about Charlton Heston, I think, but definitely Cary Grant, yeah.
Cary Grant was gay?
Yes. Closet. I mean, back in the 50s, he couldn't, come out and say it. It's not like today, but, it's not like Village People gay, but, he was gay. So.
There's a level of gayness.
Yeah.
So
we're talking about San Francisco gay. We're talking about Mississippi gay because you have to hide that shit because something bad might happen to you.
Wow. You know what, man? Sometimes Teddy, it just blows my mind, man. It really does. Okay. Well, you know what? That kind of takes us to the second dimension of wellness, emotional wellness. Okay. Emotional wellness is where you tune in to your thoughts and feelings. One question. How would you do that? What is tuning into your thoughts and feelings?
Man, that's a good one. It's just, I think people just overcomplicate shit. It's just like, it's just not that hard. Just do shit that makes you happy and avoid stuff that makes you sad. Problem solved, right? It's not like,
So if masturbating makes me happy, I should do that and then avoid not masturbating.
Well, you've been jerking off for years now, multiple times a day, so you must be happy as a clam.
Wait, how do you know? How do you know I'm spanking the monkey multiple times a day?
Because you're so freaking happy all the time. So what else could it be? And you ever won the lottery? You won the lottery. So I mean, what else could it be?
Are you under the impression that all the people who are feeling good and happy have just finished masturbating?
They're either drunk, high, or jerked off for the 5th time. I mean, what else could it be? Or they're taking peyote or
so you're
fentanyl or something.
So you're either on some kind of mind-altering substance or you've just masturbated. That's the only two explanations that you can come up with for being happy.
Or you're just batshit crazy. So, it's like someone who's like pre-tarded. They just don't know any better. It's funny. So it's funny. I bowl with a guy. Like I said, and God bless this guy.
Is this a handicapped guy?
It was the handicapped guy. Mentally, God. He was mentally challenged. He was the guy who told the Greek with the crowbar story too. Yeah. And and it's funny. I was thinking about it. I was thinking. The funny thing was about this guy was he's probably happier than I am and my friends because he just doesn't have any concept of anything different. So I mean, in his mind, everything's cool, even though he's not aware of the world around him. So in a way, he wins because even though he in our eyes, he's we don't feel he's achieving as much as he possibly could or living up to his potential. In his mind, he's actually in a perfect spot mentally. And so when I thought about it that way, I was like, wow, he actually has the advantage over us because, I mean, how many drugs will we have to take to feel that good?
I don't know, Ted. You have to tell me because I want to stop just short of whatever you're taking right now.
I can't afford those drugs. I can't afford those drugs.
I feel like you can. I feel like you can and you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, man.
So picture taking liquid Dilaudid, Valium Xanax.
Oh, man.
And having an IV pump in you 24/7 and feeling that way.
And that's your life?
No, and that's his life.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of.
He's happy as a pig in shit. And we're fucking miserable. So of course he wins.
Teddy, I'm totally not miserable. I mean, I just masturbated, but but even if I hadn't masturbated today, I still would be pretty happy. I mean, I feel pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
what did you jerk off to, by the way? Was it that new Callaway Sim driver? That they're advertising?
I don't know how to respond to that because I feel anything I say now, everyone
it was a loaded question. Yeah, it's not a real question. It was like it was a rhetorical question. There's no answer needed.
Oh man, did you fall down some steps or something? You seem extra insane today. All right. So part of our the emotional thing, again, tuning into your thoughts and feelings, and then cultivating an optimistic attitude. Do you feel like you have an optimistic attitude, like you're like you feel like things are gonna go well just because you've kind of set it up to go well?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, it's like that song, "The King of Wishful Thinking."
Oh,
I love that song.
King of wishful thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you think negative thoughts, but
I'm the king.
Okay, you can stop singing now. Thanks. We
Suck my dick,
but yeah, of course, yeah, you want to have optimistic thoughts. Of course, I mean, you don't want to have negative thoughts.
I think you know what? I think a lot of people are just really bummed out, and don't you talk to people that are just like shitty downers, and they're always just angry and unhappy?
So here, it's funny you mentioned that. So the bottom line, there are some toxic people out there. They're toxic. They're people like that are happy when they're miserable. They're actually happy when they love when there's something wrong that they can complain about something. So they're the type of people, I don't know if you heard the expression, if you gave them a brick of gold or a pound of gold, they would complain how heavy it was. That's the type of person we all want to avoid.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You know what? I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that.
They're happy when they're miserable. I mean, in fact, if you give them everything they wanted, they'd still be pissed off about something.
Because they have too much.
Yeah.
No, I agree. All right, so and the last thing in emotional wellness is to accept and forgive yourself. Okay? Now, I have no problem with forgiving myself for everything because I have no soul. Do you feel like you can forgive yourself if you do like shitty things?
Well, I mean, if you believe in organized religion, as some people, not all people, but some people do. I mean, I guess if you pray for quote unquote forgiveness from some imaginary person in the sky, that you will be forgiven of all your sins and your place in the kingdom of heaven will be assured. So,
does that work for all religions?
I think there's a version of it for all religions. Yes.
So I can just do anything I want.
Yeah.
and then just ask for forgiveness.
Except Jehovah's Witnesses, because they don't believe in birthdays. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, they literally don't celebrate birthdays. I never understood that one.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I literally, like, all the things you cannot do. Like, oh, we're not going to pray. We're not going to go to church. We're not going to give money. Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
We're not going to celebrate birthdays.
Yeah.
That just seems like such a fun thing that you shit on. For what reason?
Well, here's my question. I honestly don't know the difference between a Calvinist, an evangelist, a Seventh-day Adventist, a Christian, a Catholic. I mean, they all kind of believe in the same God, but I guess there's little variants of all, and I don't know what the difference is. I'd have to do some more research.
Ted, they all hate different people.
Okay. They hate people who aren't like them. Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
That's the one thing they have in common.
Got it. Okay.
I have no idea if Calvinists, is that like people like Calvin and Hobbes? I don't even know. Like, I don't get it.
Calvin Murphy, guys who got the best free throw shooting in the NBA.
He has a church? Yeah. I would go to that church. I'm an excellent free throw shooter.
No, he's actually got 9 kids out of wedlock. That's all.
Ooh, okay. So, yeah, he's on the list. Oh man,
he's the pocket rocket.
Oh man, that is one of my favorite lists, folks.
We got to talk about that one day. Yeah,
well, we get together. Not this episode, and just really quickly, we get together and we always do that thing where, like, which guy had the most kids? Which professional athlete had the most kids with the most different women?
Yeah.
And we always end up starting with Sean. Somebody always says Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
But he's not even. Man, he's not even in the top 10.
Yeah.
He is not even close.
Yeah.
There are guys that have just gone like dick crazy. Yeah, and they just refuse at any point to have safe or protected sex in any way. Oh, man. So we'll play that game. You know what? Play it with your friends. Get online and guess at a couple of people, and you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong because the names are awesome. Okay,
sure.
So Teddy, don't hit the microphone with your hand. All right. So we got 2 out of the 7. Okay. So the next one is intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness. What do you think that involves?
I'm assuming it involves some type of self-awareness or IQ about self-introspection.
No self-introspection. Ready? Very simple.
All right.
This is the kind of things we're talking about. Read. Yeah, they want you to read. Teddy, what's the last thing you've read? Like, legitimately read. And I'm not talking about the back of a condom box
I read something on Pornhub. I think I read the disclaimer on Pornhub, and they said, if you're under 18, you should enter the site. But, other than that, I haven't read anything.
Yeah, you don't read books. Jesus Christ.
I don't read.
Yeah, you don't read anything, right?
I look at pictures and diagrams, and, schematics and stuff.
So a stop sign for you, you don't look at the words. You just look to see if the guy pulled out. That's.
I look at the color and the octagon shape, and So
you've just remembered shapes and colors, no actual words.
Exactly.
Oh my God, you are terrifying. Okay, so one of the other things they talk about in this is learn a language. Learn a language. And I'm just like, that seems a little preachy to me. I mean, I have enough trouble with English and all the shit I have to do. When the fuck do I have time to learn another language? I mean, do you know any other languages besides English?
I know like a smattering of like Spanish, but the bottom line is there's so many apps out there these days, like Google Translate and similar apps. I mean, why would you have to? I mean, here's the bottom line. If I went to another country and I didn't know the language, I would just use an app to translate and just hopefully maybe pick up just a couple of words here and there. But I mean, I'm too old at my point in my life to learn fluently another language.
Right.
I just can't do it. I mean, some people maybe they can, but I mean, yeah, dude, did I wish I learned Spanish when I was like 10? So I could speak fluently, but I don't. So it's too late for me. But I know some good words in Spanish. You want to hear them?
I feel like no. I feel like the only words you know in Spanish are like the Spanish version of like tits and pussy and dick. I feel like that's all you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's punta, there's pendejo, there's stuff like
unnecessary. Thank you, though. Yeah. Yeah. See,
Weto.
That's not a smattering of Spanish. A smattering of Spanish means like you could go into a restaurant and order some food, or you could go, to some place where they speak Spanish. So, all you could do is get a prostitute in Spanish. That's all you could do.
Well, that's all I need to do. Because that's actually a good benchmark. Do I need to know the language to get a prostitute, whether it's Chinese or Ugandan or Singapore or
so to you, you're fluent in a language if you can order a prostitute in that language.
As long as I have my cell phone and there's cell phone reception, I could use Google Translate to just type in wherever I need, and they will phonetically spell out what I need to say.
Dear German woman, exactly. How much would you like for sex?
Fraulein.
Oh, my God. That is so, oh, man. Wow. You know what, though? I mean, I bet there's a lot of guys who are thinking, yeah, I'd like to be fluent in a lot of languages just so we can order some hookers.
I mean, I'd like to have a 20